Hello, everyone. Today, let's talk about love of learning. Love of learning. As Mahatma Gandhi says, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Love of learning is a disposition to seek out new experiences and novel opportunities for learning. Love of learning can rescue a person from feelings of boredom and repetition. The most common example of someone that loves learning is a child. For the child, everything is fresh, new, and interesting. This is why it is often said to be a good thing to be childlike. Children are not motivated for academic degrees or money. They learn because they enjoy it. As we grow older, learning becomes more and more associated with external rewards. As good as these things might be, in some ways, they can actually harm our motivation to learn because we begin to want the reward more than the new information or understanding. To truly love learning, it needs to be enjoyed for its own sake. The downfall of many college students nowadays has been the feeling of boredom and the lack of entertainment that often goes along with many college lectures. Focusing on developing a love of learning can, at times, buffer these experiences of boredom. For someone who loves learning, boredom is hard to find. In many ways, the live experience is all the entertainment a true lover of learning needs. With such an attitude in tow, even the most mundane can be interesting. Having this attitude gives the college student more opportunities for learning than he or she might have otherwise. It also adds a greater richness to the experience. The person who loves learning is always looking for something new. Very few activities in life are so monotonous that there is not at least something novel to be found. One just needs to know the right way to look at it. Let me tell you a short story. A humble farmer was out working in his field and uncovered a large, perfectly formed pearl. He rejoiced in his discovery and was in awe about the transcendent beauty he saw in that pearl. He concluded that since the pearl was so beautiful, the whole world should be able to look on it and rejoice in its radiance, and that he would be terribly selfish to keep this wonderful to himself. As a result, he sold all that he had in preparation to put this pearl on display for everyone. It occurred to him that the pearl deserved a box worthy to demonstrate its beauty. He made a box out of fine hardwood, engraved it with many beautiful designs, encrusted it with gold, silver, and jewels, and placed a beautiful blue velvet cloth on the inside. The man then placed the pearl in the box and put it on display for everyone to see. Thousands came from all the neighboring cities and viewed the display. After 3 days of hearing the same thing from every visitor, the former farmer was so disillusioned that he decided to stop displaying the pearl and never display it again. For 3 days, without fail, each visitor, after seeing the display, would comment on the beauty of the wood, the fine carving and filigree, or comment on the ingenious design of diamonds and rubies decorating the outside of the box, or even commented on the beautiful velvet within. The old man overheard long conversations about the origin of the wood or who the artist was, and was even questioned about where similar beautiful velvet could be obtained. But never once did any visitor comment on the beauty of the pearl. Everyone, let's make connections. I happen to be a student assistant at school that is beautiful. We have, for the most part, great facilities and wonderful grounds. I thought about this story and wondered, if our school is the beautiful box, then what is the pearl? I asked some of the staff this question. One replied, the staff. Another said, the students. And the third said, learning. Well, I cannot disagree with all three of their opinions. I think perhaps there is an even more fundamental pearl. What gets overlooked in the conversation about data, budgets, and copy machines? I feel that the pearl of my school and perhaps all high school is a simple but profound idea that gives life to all of the school facilities and programs that support it. The pearl, in my opinion, is belief that knowledge must be shared and that it has the power to transform every student willing to embrace it. Thousands of students each year witness the display and enthusiastically describe their school in terms of the box, not recognizing the true pearl for what it is. This allegory can also be taken down to the classroom level, even to each daily lesson. I believe that as students are allowed to embrace knowledge rather than just listen to it, participate in learning instead of witnessing it, and discover truth instead of filling in the bubbles, students will begin to truly value the real pearl of each lesson, each classroom, and each school. Everyone, if your classroom is the box, what is the pearl you are trying to display?
Our topic is all about love of learning. I am motivated to acquire new levels of knowledge or deepen my existing knowledge or skills in a significant way. Love of learning is a strength within the virtue category of wisdom, one of the six virtues that subcategorize the 21st strength. Wisdom describes strengths that help you gather and use knowledge. The other strength and wisdom are creativity, curiosity, judgment, love of learning, and perspective.
As I ponder the story of the farmer, I realized that our perception to something that we think that is so fascinating is not the same interest as we think by the others. Just like in the classroom, each individual learners has its own interests in learning that concentrates their full attention because of enthusiasm and motivation to understand and further learn about the topic or subject. As to the farmer, he gave his full consciousness to the pearl to showcase its beauty and be appreciated by others. But eventually, people most likely caught attention of the box holding the pearl. My reflection to the short story is that every learner has its own interests and appreciation with something that first caught their attention. Then cognitive learning follows, as well as motivation, in order to fully understand deeply about what interests them.
Love of learning means a passion for learning, a desire to learn just for learning's sake. In fact, curiosity and love of learning are among the most closely related, but they can still be distinguished though. Curiosity is a motivating force that leads you to seek out new information, while love of learning refers to the desire to hold on to and deepen that information. From the module on various concepts, theories, and principles of learners' development, I realized that as a pre-service teacher, it is important to know the different theories of learners' development because it helps teachers connect to all different kinds of students. Teachers can focus on different learning styles to reach different students, creating teaching that focuses directly on students' needs and aptitude. With the help of various concepts, theories, and principles, Teachers are able to understand how each student develops. Looking at how students grow and what they need at different stages of development will also help teachers see a bigger picture of education. As a future teacher, we are not just engaging with the lesson to be taught, but we should more give priority to the welfare of our students. Committed teachers love teaching and work with students through building good relationship with them and showing them respect. Such teachers also have unquestionable loyalty to the profession, which leads to effective teaching and students' learning.
Learning has different connotations for different people. Some view it as acquiring information and skills, a positivist view, while others see it in terms of making meaning, a constructivist view. These ideas influence both teaching and learning. For example, whether approaches to learning will be deep or surface or achieving. In using this phrase, love of learning, we recognize that it may encompass both views of learning. Moreover, it includes not only the idea of wanting to learn, but degrees of joy and enthusiasm attached to this desire. This was echoed more recently by Maslow's theory of motivation, with the need to know and understand, and for freedom of inquiry and expression, motivating people once their basic existence and relationship needs have been fulfilled. The importance of encouraging a love of learning was seen in terms of personal, career, and societal benefits. With regard to personal benefits, it was seen as part of personal growth, important for the development of the person, generally useful and an enjoyable part of life. Developing habits of learning and enthusiasm for it would assist them to become resourceful, independent, lifelong learners, which would be a need for all of them in all aspects of their lives and important for their professional practice. Love of learning would counteract some of the less interesting aspects of some courses because service learning is boring if there is no love or motivation for them to know the knowledge. I think it's definitely necessary for students to motivate themselves to learn, to look broader, and seek information from a variety of resources, including themselves as a resource for learning. Without the development of the person or love of learning, it is difficult for a student to see the need to learn because they are separated from the knowledge. In conclusion, this study has extended our understanding of notions of love of learning, drawing from the views of the regional academics involved. Love of learning as a concept is alive and well, conjuring up ideas of pleasure, satisfaction, endless quest for knowledge and understanding, empowerment, and connection. It is important to encourage others to pursue it, as it has personal, professional, and societal benefits, showing that love of learning is embedded in good learning and teaching principles, values, and practices. There can be no good learning or teaching without a sense of excitement, without an awareness that we are all students, teachers, and academic developers on a path of continuous discovery. Multiple strategies for encouraging love of learning include talking specifically about it, increasing motivation by communicating enthusiasm, acting as a role model, drawing from one's own experience, explaining that learning is a journey, and providing tools and skills for research and further learning. The potential benefits include increasing awareness and knowledge of how to inspire awareness of the inner capacities of students so as to encourage a love of learning. Understanding how this transpires through interaction or engagement amongst all concerned students, staff, and others contributing to higher education. Identifying ways by which academics may be supported to inculcate love of learning and understanding factors that may enhance or deter the love of learning.